I want to open with something one of my clients said to me because I think about it constantly. She told me, by the end of this container, I no longer recognized the woman who started this. I want to spend this video showing you exactly what that sentence means in practice, not in theory, not in vague transformation language, but in the specific ordinary moments that change when this work actually lands. And then I want to tell you honestly what it takes to get there, because I'm not interested in overselling you on something I can't back up. I'm Erica, founder of Untamed Sovereignty Coaching. I'm a neuroscience-based life coach and a somatic healing practitioner. And before any of that, I was the woman everyone depended on, while I was quietly disappearing from my own life, looking completely fine from the outside. I built this method because nothing I found addressed the actual layer where my own pattern lived. And I'm going to show you what it looks like when it does. These are actual moments women have named in this work, not composite marketing examples. Real language women have used to describe what has changed in their lives. I said the hard thing without softening it with a qualifier, and it held. Not just in the room, it kept holding afterward, which is the part that used to be impossible. The unraveling on the drive home, gone. I listened to my kid replay her whole day, every detail, hallway gossip and all, without my to-do list running underneath it. Actually present, not performing presence while mentally drafting tomorrow's schedule. I caught myself dancing at the sink instead of counting who else in this house has ever touched a dish. The resentment tally, gone. Replaced by something that sounds almost too simple to matter, but changes an entire evening. I said no to the ask that used to cost me a night of sleep, and I actually slept. Not agonized over, not revisited at 2 a.m. I said the thing and released it. By the end, my shoulders finally lived somewhere other than near my ears. None of these are metaphors. Those are specific, literal Tuesday afternoon differences. And every one of them came from the same underlying shift, moving a pattern that lived in the body out of automatic and into something that can actually be interrupted. I want to be honest about timeline because I'd rather lose you here than have you disappointed early on. Early in the container, most women typically will find themselves using a practice we built together unprompted outside of a session for the first time. That is the earliest real signal, the moment the work starts moving from the call into an actual day of your actual life. That is the first checkpoint, not a finish line. By the midpoint, there is a structured check-in built into the container specifically to name what's already shifted and recalibrate what's next. Because by then, you have done several live sessions, you have a practice you reach for without being told to, and you can usually name at least one specific trigger you now catch and redirect in real time. By the close, the pattern that used to run automatically has a real, structured, felt alternative that's become the new default, not something you are white-knuckling on your best days. That's the actual arc. It's not fast. It's also not indefinite, nor vague. That's an early checkpoint, a structured check-in, and a completion built around a specific outcome at the close. I'd rather answer these here than have you sit with them silently and talk yourself out of a call. So here are the objections I hear the most. Is my pattern even deep enough to need something this immersive? Well, If you're still watching this video and something in the last section made you feel caught, that's usually the answer. Depth isn't measured by how dramatic your story is on paper. It's measured by how long the pattern's been running and how much of your life it's already quietly shaped. This is a real commitment. What if I don't have the bandwidth? This is designed around real lives, not around women with unlimited free time. Every session opens with a pre-session worksheet, so no time is wasted on logistics once we're live. And the between-session work is built to fit inside an actual week, not compete with it. How do I know this is worth the investment before I'm all the way in? That's exactly what the roadmap session is for. I'm not going to ask you to commit to a real container and a real investment based on one video. I'm going to ask you real questions on a call and tell you honestly whether this is the right fit for what you are dealing with. Our work together is simple. Live, one-on-one sessions, each one built around what's actually triggering you that week rather than a fixed curriculum everyone gets regardless of what's true for them. Between sessions, you get message support with me, so what comes up doesn't just sit until the next call. There's a structured check-in at the midpoint, and there's a direct commitment from me. Come home to yourself by the end of this container, or I keep working with you for free until you do. I opened with a woman telling me she didn't recognize herself by the end. I want that to be the honest measure you hold this video to. Not whether I said anything clever, but whether the sentence is something you'd want to be able to say a year from now. If it is, there's a link below to book a roadmap session. Bring your actual questions, including the skeptical ones. I'd rather earn this than convince you of it. I'll see you on the call.